Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon, it's anime!
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Animeshun. You know the squad is back in the building. You know, you see what's cracking.
It is. The tag team champs back again.
You see what's up. You see who's on the shirt, dog.
Only one of our people's on the shirt is alive.
Spoiler alert.
If you ain't watched that far, then hey man, turn this video off right now because we about to spoil more and more and more than that.
Yeah, we about to get into the movie review. You know what I'm saying? So, but we gonna do a little, our little stuff up front. What you been watching real quick?
I mean, real quick, some more Sakamoto Days. I think that's really, really good anime, man. I think I haven't met a character that I don't like. And I think that's good, and not like in a don't like the where there's such a good character that I don't like them, but they're good. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen a character like, man, get this guy off the stage. Like I like Lou. I like the new dude. On the episodes that I watched, they got a new guy that came on there, and he can shapeshift. And they was like, "Oh, Sakamoto talking more than he usually talk." And it was like, "Oh," and then Sakamoto walked in, but Sakamoto was so unfazed because he knew who it was. I like him.
That nigga. You gonna say that nigga?
Yeah, I like him. I like that he was. That was a really good episode. I've always been a fan of the episodes of like where crazy stuff is happening in a public place, but they got to keep it on the low. Mm-hmm. Like that one scene in John Wick where Common and John Wick are like, like they try to shoot at each other in public. Like that scene it was basically that whole episode where a lot of stuff was transpiring at that amusement park. But Shin, like, I really like that Sakamoto put Shin in a pack like this. But it makes you think that Shin is a scrub. But Shin shows you time and time again, like, bro, Sakamoto's just the big dog. Like, he's a big, like, I'm no slouch. I was his partner for a reason. So he really, I think this is the most active that I've seen him. Like, he got poisoned. He was able to, through Sakamoto's help, still pack homie up. Like, I really like Shin. I like how he get down. And then I finally saw your girl when she get tipsy. Mm-hmm. That was really dope. Mm-hmm. And then, saw the dude with the bombs, and Sakamoto was just like, I finally saw him skinny, which I feel like now I'm realizing like that's his Super Saiyan in a sense where like he try to handle stuff at Kaioken or base level, but when it get a little hectic, it's like, oh, I got to get skinny for your ass. But then when he gets skinny, it's a whole different Sakamoto.
Right, but he's usually skinny. He used to be only skinny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But that's the thing about Shin, too. Shin is dope to me because you're going to see throughout the show that when he looks at Sakamoto, he looks up to him, he's like, I don't want to be a burden to you, bro. I don't need you always helping me. I need to get stronger. Like, I need to start to learn shit. I need to get better myself because essentially, I don't want you to have to assist me. I want you to be able to be like to trust me to fight on my own and to get busy on my own and to not worry about me dying or anything like that. Just let me handle it. You go over there and handle that, and we can knock out two birds with one stone, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So you're just getting started. There's going to be more characters introduced. Mm-hmm. The action hasn't even.
Is there a character that you don't tell me who it is, but is there a character that you don't care for yet that you've seen?
There was a character that I didn't care for, but then he started to become kind of fun. He gonna pop up soon, and he's in multiple episodes. Mm-hmm. At first, I was just like the way he was kind of talking was kind of like why they give him this kind of like why they give him this voice in a sense where it's just like I won't say what he does, but the way he talks is like, "What's up, yo? I don't know, man. Come on, bro. Nah, yo. Come on, man. That's whack, yo." Like they kind of talks like that, and he's not black, so it's just like. It's kind of weird that they gave him that kind of like whoever voicing the character. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's how even on the translation that's how he sounded too. So he did voice it over character. I'm not knocking that.
Are you watching it dubbed?
Yeah, I'm watching it dubbed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I turned it on. It was just dubbed already. So I was just like, usually if it's already dubbed, I just watch it dubbed.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been in my dub bag. I just like I'm not doing the work right now.
Hey man, I look at it like this. Like I turn an anime on because I thought when we get to Demon Slayer, I'll talk about that too. But it's like I thought when I went to go watch that, I got it in sub. And
oh, you watched it dubbed?
Yeah, it was dubbed.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's probably I think tomorrow's. I think when I saw it, it said subbed. My ticket said subbed, so I don't know.
Damn.
But I mean, I wasn't tripping. On that. But
oh, so you heard Channing Tatum? Yeah,
sounds great.
He did.
Doesn't sound like Channing Tatum.
That's good.
I was when I was listening. I was trying to listen for his little nuances, and then I think
my name is Jeff.
Yeah, but I think Channing Tatum was actually. I mean, when you watch him play Gambit, it was just like okay, it was kind of a different bag that he was in. It was a very comedic. He got a comedic bag, but the accent was funny, but it wasn't bad either.
Because what did he say before he fought? He's like, I'm gonna get a whole lot of. He said something on Deadpool before he was about to fight.
Yeah.
It was something silly.
Yeah, something ridiculous. But yeah, Sakamoto Days is just getting started, I think, for you. I watched the previous episodes, the most recent episodes, and that that shapeshift dude you're gonna see like
is Netflix it's a Netflix exclusive?
I think it's a Netflix original, yeah, or not original. Mm-hmm. I guess it's technically a manga. It's a manga.
It's a manga, yeah.
Yeah, they animate.
Oh, and they dropping every week.
They dropping weekly. Yeah.
I wonder if this is the first time they've done it. Is this the first time they've done it with anime? With an anime?
I'm not sure because there's so many animes that I didn't realize that Netflix is doing.
Yeah.
So I can't confidently say that, but I do feel like Sakamoto Days because it seems like I haven't heard anything about it. Like, all right, season 1's almost over. Like it seemed like it took like a few weeks off, maybe like 2 weeks off, and it was back like the second half of the first season or whatever it was. I was like, oh shit, okay. I was expecting it to be done. It's like nah. It's like we're gonna keep going. Now I think technically Netflix has a budget, or probably even the animators to keep it going continuously. You know, like how I'm sure like a One Piece and stuff was doing back in the day, or
I don't even know if anime is ever gonna get back to that point. I do think Attack on Titan might have fucked that up for everybody.
What you mean?
As far as like not doing stuff week to week, doing half like coming back and doing half a season and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it just all depends on, one, the budget and where it's getting done at. I feel like it can be done. I just feel like, I think if the manga's done, there's no excuse to me.
That's true.
That's how I look at it. There's no excuse for you to be stalling on anything. If the manga is finished, the episodes should be coming out. And some of these episodes don't need a full $1 million budget to animate.
Like Demon Slayer been done since 2019.
Yeah. So it's like...
it's not going to be done until 2028.
Shit.
2027.
Yeah.
Like that.
Something 2029, I think. I think that last movie. I think the next movie is 2027, and then the next movie is 20.
So it is 2-year increments.
Unless they bump some shit up.
Because I haven't seen nothing from the animators, the team themselves. All I just keep seeing is like...
Shit might change. You never know what's going to change.
Yeah.
The bag is the bag, so they might want that bag and be like, nah, we're finished.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think you're going to enjoy Sakamoto Days when it gets further along.
Yeah. What you been watching?
Man, I saw this clip of this anime called Night of the Living Cat.
Yeah.
And like I said, my wife acts like a cat, so I was just like, "Do you want to watch this?" I showed her like a little thing, and she was just like, "Oh, cats!" And she was just like, "Let's give it a try." First episode.
Yeah.
And this shit is ridiculous, bro. It's pretty much about it's like I think it's called like a nandemic. It's like a pandemic with cats.
Yeah.
And I guess a virus had happened with one cat, and then this cat, if cats touch you, you turn into a cat.
That's hilarious.
So
kind of like zombies, because that's the play on words. The Night of the Living Dead is Night of the Living Cat. So.
And it's just touching you, so it's not like you would think it would be a scratch or something like that. It's like nah, they just touch you. But the cats, it's like it's not like these are evil. I'm thinking like, oh, these gonna be like evil, angry cats, like being like, come here, like trying to might even talk to you, or whatever. It's just like they're just cats. They meow, and they just over there like they pawing at the window, like just trying to get in the window. They just sitting there. Oh, and then one might slide under something, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he got in. It's like, oh, they all know how to get in now.
Do they shoot it? Is it shot like it's scary? Like I know the cats aren't scary, but is it shot like a horror?
Yeah, like the first episode is like it's kind of like you know how people are just trying to escape. So it's like these 3 people and they're like running and like it's like a hella cats chasing them and they're like trying to just knock stuff over, close stuff, and some dude falls and he could have got out. He's just like, y'all leave without me. He's like he made like extra dramatic. Like, just go on without me. Like no, we don't have to leave you. No. Then one cat gets him and he just falls to the ground like ah.
Is it instant? They turn instantly?
Nah, you kind of just see them, and they start, like, it's like a bunch of cats that start touching them, and it's like, meow, and they're so sweet. It's just like, they're so nice to him, but they just like all of them, they're just like cuddling with him. He's like, no. You just see him like,
That would actually be terrifying, though.
Yeah.
I'd be terrified, like, if that was a real thing. Because cats, I mean, there's literal videos of cats smacking cobras in the face. Like, that's how quick their reflexes are.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have no chance with a cat. Like, if a cat was like, hey, I want to touch you, not kill you, touch you, it's over.
Yeah, so now I want to see how the world is going to be built from that. They kind of gave a little bit of backstory about the two main characters right now. It's like a girl and this guy, and this dude was like working at a shop with like cats and stuff like that. Everything was fine, and then all of a sudden something happened, and then this guy got hit by a cat, like touched by a cat, and it took a minute, and then all of a sudden he was just like, oh, something I feel weird, man. I don't know what's going on,
Like they all start the same way.
And then just all of a sudden it's like, oh, hi, and then it's like, you turn into a cat. It's like, oh no, what's happening? And then that's kind of how it kind of like starts up. So it's kind of a silly show. It's like we laughed throughout. We were just laughing like this is so stupid because I like how they didn't make it into like anime. They were like the cats were like going like doing anime extra stuff and like smacking stuff. You know how we talk about Kuroko. We wanted to see them do some anime basketball stuff.
Yeah, they did it with the cats.
They didn't do that with the cats. The cats are just acting exactly how cats act.
That's great.
So yeah,
before we get into the review, let me just say this: that you're listening to or watching or both to the greatest fucking anime podcast in the entire world.
You know what's funny? We're doing this in an apartment, right? And I wonder, are the neighbors hearing the power-ups and the neighbors hearing the greatest? I wonder they being like, what the fuck is going on over there? Like,
Our budget ain't the same budget from back in the day. We ain't got the back in the day budget. So now we disturbing the peace. And now we in the apartment's like, hey, man, what them guys doing over there? They screaming and yelling and saying, fuck, something's going on over there.
Yeah, so y'all know what y'all came here for. You know what y'all slid up in here for. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all in the live, ain't no pause in that. But the Demon Slayer movie review, Infinity Castle movie review. When did you watch it?
Yesterday.
So you watched it yesterday?
I watched it the day it came out.
Yeah, so Ice and I were supposed to watch it today together, pause, but he canceled. So.
Well, stuff came came up, so I couldn't. But recap, very 2-second recap. They tried to. There was a quick Muzan got trapped, I guess, by the leader of the Demon Slayer Corps. I'm not gonna say his name. It's like Kukubishi, something like that. He blew up 2 of his kids and his wife, and then which is nuts. And then he talked to Guillaume, which is a stone pillar. Prior to that, like, hey, you're the only person that can do this. When you see him take his fucking head off, and that's what he did. But he also told him his head is when you take his head off, it's not gonna do nothing. It's not gonna do nothing at all. But we're gonna have to draw it out. There's gonna be a drawn out fight. And then they played the clip of the drawn out fight of they're not playing the clip of the drawn out fight. They're basically like, hey, this is the fight. We got to fight them till sunlight. So then it went to. They didn't even replay that part though.
I think they're going to replay some of from what the show was.
And I'd rather had that than what they did. Honestly,
yeah, I'm not mad at what they did either, but I was just hoping for that to see it either get reanimated or I thought that was dope. I thought him knocking off Muzan's hand.
Hell yeah, that was the best part of the whole arc of the whole season.
Yeah, I still legit rewatched that clip. But yeah, man, I think that so they, essentially they fall into the castle,
and they started right there. Like he kind of prefaced with that. They give you a little rewind and then falling straight down.
Yeah, so they get straight to pretty much getting active. Mm-hmm. So what you want to do? You want to just get into our thoughts of the whole movie first, and then break it down?
Yeah, I think we can kind of do both at the same time. Really, I think is like for me. Part of the reason I also too like I legit couldn't come because stuff transpired that kept me from coming. Pause.
Hey, yo, that's crazy. I couldn't go, man. Could have been an easier way to say it. I couldn't come with you to the movie. You feel like you continue the context, so you ain't got to say pause.
That's hilarious. But I couldn't be present. But I can't say that I'm mad that I missed it because those flashbacks almost killed me.
Yeah, I think for us that watch the manga, here's the thing. The reason why I'm not fully mad at the flashbacks, and Keith had hit me up about some stuff too, was because I think if you're somebody that's watching the movie for the first time, you need context. You can't just watch this and just see cats is going at it and be like, what the fuck is happening here? So as annoyed as I got, and I'll say this, with the flashbacks, I feel the opposite of what, like, my homie Keith is in here right now in live. He was getting very annoyed with Akaza's flashbacks. I didn't have a problem with his flashback, to be honest with you. I had a problem with the butterfly pillars, the insect pillars flashbacks. Shinobu's flashbacks, they just kept going back.
Yeah, they should have just had it once and let it be that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, my biggest gripe is it wasn't like that in the manga. Like, it was a couple panels saying this is Shinobu's sister, this is she wears her kimono, and that's it. And let's get on with the fight.
Right.
Like, that's what it was. Same thing with Akaza. This is Akaza. They didn't even put the part in there that Akaza don't eat women. They didn't even put that in there. But there's like, this is Akaza. He had these people. That's it. This is the fight. Like, how it was presented in the manga and how it was presented in the anime was two different ways. And then also to everybody else got you. Then you went to the stuff with Tanjiro, and then he going back to when he was a kid, and then they're going against the, like, it was easily 50 minutes of backstory and flashbacks, and I was like, I would just throw hands.
Well, because I think for coming from the manga, that's what we came with, and then when you're telling me, I'll say this: when I heard the movie was 2.5 hours, whatever it was, I'm thinking 2:35. I was like 2:35 of throwing hands.
I thought it was too.
I'm hyped.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'd rather you cut that backstory down and give me an hour and 45 minutes of just not just hands, but give me enough of that backstory that makes sense.
Right. And
then the rest of the movie is what it's supposed to be, throwing hands. So I think they did a lot of filler with that. But then I was just like, I understood in the sense where, and I wonder, was it like a translation issue or whatever? Because stuff seemed like it was being repeated, especially with Shinobu.
Yeah, it was just like again and again.
We got the context of what it was.
Yeah, like he killed your sister, and you want to get it back in blood. You didn't, but
yeah, I do think it was like, man, Doma was just so.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite one.
He was funny because there was parts in there people were laughing at Doma like, oh, you tried so hard, like.
Right.
I mean, it's not strong enough, but I mean,
you're not even as strong as your sister. That's crazy. Like, you got them little ass hands. You got them, like, you can't even cut my head off. Which they didn't really talk about that. They talked about that in the manga where she was like, I literally can't cut his head off if I tried. Yeah, they alluded to it, but they didn't say it like they did in the manga. I feel like the manga was a lot more straightforward, which, I mean, that's a lot with mangas, but it was just, but the fights, that's what made it more frustrating. Where if the fights were mid and then he had backstory, then it would be like, oh, all right, well, whatever. But with the fights being so dope, how dare you take us away from this? Like, how dare you take us away from arguably some of the best animation period and some of the best fighting period?
Yeah, I see Keith, he said he didn't know Akaza didn't eat women. See, I think that's a big thing. I think that's also part of his backstory that makes sense to where, he saw his girl, and that's clearly a reason for me to where he's just like, yo, I don't want to kill women because clearly, even though they're supposed to forget their history, but it's funny though, Doma didn't know.
Doma knew it, I think, because he willingly became, I guess they all willingly become one, but I think his past wasn't tragic. So Muzan probably felt like, well, you didn't have no tragic past. You just wanted to be in demon time.
Here's the thing. Akaza, and I think it goes to, I don't know how people felt. I know when I talked to Keith, because like I said, Keith and I were texting, and he was just saying how, like, he didn't like how, what Akaza, essentially Akaza giving up or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he was just like, that's bullshit, I was just like, for me, the reason why I wasn't fully mad at it, because even when you watch the movie, he kind of just like, yo, I don't really give a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
And he was just, I'm looking for some upper moves anyway. And he stabbed him in the head. He's just like, I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
He didn't care to become a demon.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm just here, whatever, so I won't get fined, basically.
Yeah, and so he's like, if I die, he's like, I'll give you enough blood to see you survive. Now he's like, if I die, I die. If I survive, I survive.
I've already lost what I care about the most. The two people I care about the most are gone. So at this point, I'm just here. And that's the reason that Doma, Doma made that joke at the beginning of the Infinity Castle, like, the season, which is all like, yeah, Akaza's mad. Like, I'd be mad too if I was a demon longer than him and got jumped by me, got leapfrogged. But it's like, he only leapfrogged him because he wasn't eating women. If he was eating women too, he would have been number 2, potentially number 1.
Yeah, he
ain't been number 1.
Yeah.
But
not with the straight hands.
Yeah, but I think too he would have been neck and neck with Doma, but we haven't even seen the best of Doma.
Well, that was the thing with me because everybody kept talking about the movie, and I'm not going to spoil what happens, but like when people kept talking about the movie, I was like, why? Because I thought we were going to get the full Doma and the full Akaza,
which we had enough time. If you didn't do 50 minutes of freaking flashbacks,
right?
We would have had more than enough time for the Doma fight, which that's the real backstory.
Yeah,
the backstory with that fight that y'all about to get, I guess, in the second movie is the flashback and backstory that we need. It changes the entire dynamic of that fight.
Right.
The backstory that's coming.
Yeah.
Is. That's what we should have spent the time on. If we gonna do all that time on backstory, there's a big part of that Doma fight that should have been on.
So that's why when I heard that time frame, I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna get. It has to be both of those fights going on to give us that. And when I wasn't hearing anybody talk about certain things during that fight, I was just like, people kept saying, "Oh, Shinobu got absorbed." I was like, why are they only saying that?
Right.
There's a lot.
There's a lot
more that happens.
And
in
there's
this fight.
a lot more people involved in that fight.
So I was just like, okay. And then it confirmed it. Honestly, talking to Keith last night, I was like, oh, they must not be showing that because there's no way he's going to text me and not mention some things that should have happened.
Right.
So they must be cutting that out, or it must be for the next movie. And when I saw it, when I went in there, I was just like, okay. Now I'm not expecting the continuation of things. I was like, okay, cool. So I kind of lowered my expectation to not get that whole thing.
And I was hurt because I watched it open tonight. I was hurt when I didn't get it because I'm like, oh. And then they showed the other people that were supposed to be involved in that pulling up. So I'm like, oh, they're about to go. And then it was just the homegirl, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's get it cracking. And then they cut to her all bloody and stuff. I'm like, they actually showed that fight, her fighting. In the manga, like from start to finish, her fighting, but they cut to her and she was already cut up, so that she had fought a little bit.
I think they're gonna show it. They might even cut back to it to where it's just like they don't. I hope they don't waste that because I think that's important.
That's a good part. And then the other part of that fight. So I'm just like, bruh, to get that backstory, I literally got to the point in the movie where I was like this, like. Nigga, like, come on. Like,
our theater kind of had some moments where they were just like, because like I said, it was really with Shinobu. I think when people got Akaza's, I heard people kind of like sniffling and cheering up a little bit with Akaza's backstory.
Yeah.
So I think they understood, and I think Akaza's is more such of a likable character. With Shinobu, like I said, I don't think it was an issue. It's just that hers, it was like 15 cutaways, dog.
Yeah. And we don't care about her that much. Even though she has a huge impact, and I know you got her like a top 3 Hashira, which is nuts.
I don't have a top 3. I had a top 5. I just had a top 5 because of her impact and how important she is.
It's like 7 of them.
No, I had when I remember when I scaled it, it was like, of course, the Storm Pillar is the best. Then I think I might have even had Giyu second, in my opinion, but I understand from a strength perspective, it's the Wind Pillar. I might have had her over the Mist Pillar though. Just from who I liked.
Oh, okay. It was likability.
Yeah, but I had to put the Stone Pillar first from strength, and he just
doesn't play around.
Yeah, but then my guy is Giyu.
I will say with Giyu though, like, I don't know. So I say this. I gained respect for Tanjiro in this fight, and lost a little respect for Giyu in this fight. But then gained respect again for Giyu and lost respect again for Tanjiro. Like, it kept going back and forth because I couldn't remember how the fight went. And then I remembered, I'm like, oh. Because my biggest thing was I wanted Tanjiro to get it back in blood and say, no, nigga, like, step to the side, Giyu. I got this, nigga. And you always made the point that that's not possible, which is a fair assessment. And then there was a point in that fight where I feel like Tanjiro did do that. Like, it was a point in that fight where Giyu was dead to rights, and Tanjiro was like, I got it. And I'm like, let's fucking go, Tanjiro. Do your thing. And then he got active, and he hung out with him, and then shortly after that, he passed out. And I'm like, Nick, this is the second fight, and he's stronger. He's stronger than he was when he fought Upper Moon 6. He's stronger, and granted, he's fighting somebody way stronger than Upper Moon 6 with Akaza, but he passing out. You gotta stop passing out in crunch time, dog.
But I feel like still he didn't get his mark either during this fight. So, you know, he saw the transparent world, but like he didn't pull off his mark like he did against Upper Moon 6. But I think if he would have did that plus the transparent world, maybe. But I think it is the reason why I say I never knocked Tanjiro is because one is the writing in here, but I think two, they made it to where, and it makes sense because it's like even with Zenetsu's fight, right?
He hands down had, to me, and I mean that's my favorite character. But talk about what the new kids say, aura farming. Talk about aura farming. He had that on lock.
Oh, for sure.
And then for 2, he had that shit on with that orange and everything just popped. And then that 7th form, bruh.
But I'll say this, like, who was it? Was it? I guess it was the demon that they're using his eye for the hidden eye or whatever, so everybody can fly around the hall.
Oh, his son, the demon corpse. The one that was with Tamayo.
Yeah. So when they found Tenetsu, and it was like, oh, yo, man, you lucky because a year from now, nigga would have smoked you out. Like he would have. This wouldn't even be a fight for real. Mm-hmm. But that lets you know that like all these demons do, all they need is time, and they got time. Yeah. So it's like Akaza has over 100 years of just, and all he wanted to do was fight this.
He got over 200, 300 years.
That's fine.
Even,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
and all
more.
He was trying to do was trying to fight the niggas that were strong niggas. Like that's all his thing is like, yo, you weak. I don't even want to talk to you, nigga. Who's strong here? Mm-hmm. So when you had that much battle experience on top of like your natural battle experience from when he was
him like. He could have been a great Hashira, honestly.
Right. And it's just like, I can't knock Tanjiro for not... I can't be like, oh, it's like... We're thinking from a normal anime perspective. This is not written for the main character to be the dog. Yeah. Like, that's why he's not the strongest. He's like the fifth fucking... He's down the line of strongest niggas. Yeah. His story is just who we follow because of what happened. And he has essentially his will and the way he kind of puts things into people to be like, hey, essentially like, I mean, yeah, that's a pause. But essentially talking to people to be like, hey man, it is like, this is it. And this is even what Akaza's saying, like, hey man, like weak people need help. Like even you needed help at some point.
You was a baby. That was a bar.
Yeah, so
I ain't gonna lie, that was a bar for sure.
So I think stuff like that, that's why Tanjiro is important because of stuff like that. It's not just because of strength, which is why I respected it.
I mean, but that's the anime. You're going to go away from anime trope, but then do the anime trope because it's like friendship. Like, that's the biggest gripe that people say about Naruto. It's like wants to be everybody's friend. Same thing with Luffy. Well, Luffy kind of wants to be people's friend, but he just be throwing hands. But, you know, I think that's one of the main things about anime that people say is like the main character is like friendship.
But I don't think it's always just friendship. It's kind of just like, yo, look at, like, his thing was just kind of like, yo, look at people like humans. Like we all are like need help. Even with the Mist Pillar during the swordsman arc, he wasn't like trying to be his friend necessarily, but he was kind of just like, hey, bro, like help out people that are like not as strong as you. And if he doesn't do that, yo, we don't know what happens. Remember when he's running and he sees that kid, he's like, oh, fuck, man, this nigga Tanjiro, man, I gotta help this kid. And then he helps this kid, and he gets his mark. He gets to a different level. Yeah. So
he gonna need it.
Oh yeah, he gonna need it.
He gonna need all the marks.
But what I like about this movie too, especially with the Hashiras, like at every single point when it was time when they saw what they needed to see, there was no like, oh my gosh, like I'm tripping right now. Like we might see something like that a little bit later, but for the most part, like when Giyu saw Kaza, it was like, nigga, we getting active.
Yeah.
It was like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
This is Upper Moon 3? Wow, I gotta fight Upper Moon 3. He was just like, even when Tanjiro was like, nigga, Kaza. Like,
yeah, he got it. And I will respect Tanjiro for that because Giyu, I'm not saying Giyu was scared, but he kind of sat there and just let Tanjiro go back and spar with him real quick, and he was just like, all right, like, no, this ain't no one-on-one. Like, I'm over here too with you. Like, but he let him kind of get active a little bit before he stepped in, but he was standing right there like, oh, let my man fight real quick, see what he about.
I mean, I don't know. I thought when I watched it, it was immediate. It was
because he popped up. He popped up. He's like a Kaza. That's when he got him in the eye, and then Gi was just standing behind him, and they would like had a quick like he tried to punch him. He dodged it, and then he stepped back, and then that's when Giyu came up on the other side and was just like, yeah, it's both of us, big dog. And then that's when he knocked Giyu ass. He knocked Giyu ass far as forward. No, that's when he did the punches, all the punches and stuff, and he broke them up. And then that's probably one of my favorite parts outside of Zenitsu going up that shaft and smoking his homeboy, his homie. But when Akaza did that big ass punch, and then Giyu broke it, and it was like that was hard.
Yeah, I think to me, I think Giyu, I think he pulled his weight. I think he was a dog. I think the moments that we saw, I think even with Shinobu when she was sitting there talking to Doma, she was talking to him, and then he was like, yeah, and she's just like, nigga, fuck all that, stab that nigga right in the eye. Just like, nigga, I ain't here to play with you, bro. You killed my sister. I gotta get you up out of here. At least I gotta see what I can do to get you up out of here. Yeah. And I did like at least that the effect of like when she twisted.
Yeah, it was a different poison. She kept trying stuff. It was so funny because it was just like, and I like turning anime the tropes on its head, which is like, oh, I'll leave this to you. And usually when they leave it to them, they ended up completing the mission, or they ended up living. And she was like, I leave it to you. Like, you're not going to make it. And like, I made it, sister. And it's like, you didn't make it.
I'll see you in heaven.
And then that's the thing too, where it's like, it's super funny to me for like, it was funny when her sister came, was like, nigga, get up. Like, get up. And it's like, at that moment, you're like, oh, the anime trope is like, when the person comes back, they tell you to get up, you about to dog walk them. And that didn't happen. She was like, get up, fight, and then you still lost.
I think, y'all need to understand with Demon Slayer, this is not the anime, bro.
This ain't the anime,
Niggas,
trope anime.
Yeah, just pray for everybody. That's all I'm going to tell you. Pray for every single person.
It's gonna be a lot of RIP t-shirts,
man. You know what's funny? Oh, that'll be a great shirt. It's still. I don't want to spoil it, but like, you know, it'll like, whenever the movie does get finished, it's an RIP shirt of like everybody that's gone. But even when Madonna was just so freaky in a sense of like in a sense where he's kind of like a villain. Like his whole like they didn't give his whole backstory when he was talking, being like, they're praising me. Like, I feel sorry for these losers in a sense.
Like, there's nothing after you die.
Yeah, once you die, you idiots. Like, what's your problem? But even when he was absorbing Shinobu, and he just sitting there, when he's fighting with old girl or whatever, he's just sitting there like, man, and she's like halfway in him. He's just like, you know, and it's just like, dog.
That's real villainy.
That's just dog. Because he could have absorbed her faster if he wanted to.
Yeah, he's just like, no, you need to feel this.
You need to feel it. I want you to see her. And you know, she threw up the gang sign.
Yeah, she's just like, hey, like, but even which they're gonna explain what that means.
Yeah, but I like how Doma still caught the thing. He's like, hey man, she threw some shit up, man. Did that mean this?
Yeah,
what does that mean? So it's like, you know,
what do you mean by that?
Yeah, these demons they're not dumb and they're not gullible and stuff is not going past them quickly either. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it would have been kind of dope to see Zenitsu's homie get time.
And then come back.
And then essentially fight at least at full power as he can.
And I think, but that's also too, Zenitsu would have had a year. And all of this has transpired in a short amount of time, so it's not
it ain't a one-on-one, though. I don't think it's a one-on-one if they both have a year. I don't think it is. I think
at the rate which Zenitsu is going, if he's at the rate that Tanjiro, he's right there with Tanjiro. So it's like, he probably would need some help, but I feel like, demons are demons, so it might be a one-on-one, just depending on how he progressed. And I know Keith said, what did he say? How you fought Tanjiro for passing out when Zenitsu passed out too, and fought a much, much weaker demon. He finished the job. He finished the job. Tanjiro passed out in the middle of the fight, and he had help. Zenitsu didn't have help.
You can't compare. You can't compare the two.
Yeah, but he's again, he used a form that ain't been done before, and then two, he still fought he was still a dog.
Who do you think? I think out of all the cats on the good guy side, all of them beat that demon by themselves. Every single one of them. Not like the fodder cannon niggas. Not them. Mm-hmm. But like I think Tanjiro gets him out of there too. He might have some damage done, but Tanjiro gets him out of there. Inosuke, I think he does it in his unique way.
Yeah.
It ain't just gonna be on some he just dog walks this nigga, but it's gonna be one of those I thought I killed him, and he's like, I don't die, bitch, because I can move my organs around. Yeah, and then he catches him off guard. Yeah, but it's I think they all get him out of there in their way, but I think they can all 1v1 him. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I can't really compare. I can't really compare the two. I think that's a tough comparison. I think.
I don't know if Shinobu would have gotten him up out of there.
Yeah,
she probably would have poisoned him.
She would have because his poison wouldn't. Yeah, his poison.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, I feel like I think that's a good statement. I don't negate that. Tanjiro passed out after he still the fight wasn't over, and I don't even think he had cut his head off then when he passed out.
Who?
When Tanjiro passed out in the fight in the beginning, because he passed out in the middle of the fight, and then he passed out again at the end. But I don't think Akaza's head was off the first time that he passed out. Because when he went into that, because he went to that, he thought he had him, and then he was just like, oh shit, I didn't have him. And then, but his head wasn't off by then. And even if it was, the fight still wasn't over. He passed out before he saw him put his head back on. Like, he saw him like, no, I'm not getting out of here. And then that's when Giyu came.
I like how Giyu showed back up.
That's why I was like, man, that's why I lost respect for Giyu. And then I was like, damn, you had to have Tanjiro say you nigga. But then he came back and was like, nah, I'm the Hashira for a reason.
Yeah, I think if him and Giyu were just fighting and there was no Tanjiro there, of course, Akaza would have kept going after him. So when he kicked him far away,
he would have followed.
Yeah, I think he just got kicked so fucking far away. He was just like, he was damaged, but just like, when that nigga came back, it was just like, dog, my fucking back.
Yeah.
I don't like this shit, dog. Now I gotta fuck you up for fucking up my back.
Yeah.
And then he got his mark, and immediately just went after that nigga. And you saw even the switch on with him, where just now he's on the offensive completely. Yeah. He wasn't backing down. He was aggressively attacking Akaza, and Akaza was backing up. Mm-hmm. And it was just okay, shit. Nigga got that shit on. He nice. Mm-hmm. But it's and then I would say too, all the other small stuff that we were watching, they could have still added some things that could have made it more interesting without the background or without the backstory.
Backstory, yeah.
With them fighting, even if they would have just threw some other mid-level demons that they could have just made up, that wasn't even in the manga, right? Mm-hmm. And so you can kind of see
the drum demon come back.
Yeah, you can see something to where it's just all right, we get to see the wind pillar kind of all right, he's for real. Because right now you still don't see anything.
Right now, the damn serpent pillar looked tougher than the wind pillar. Even though he didn't do no, but you actually saw his serpent and stuff like that.
Yeah. I did like how Guillaume and the Mist Pillar were kind of they're rolling together. Yeah. They're kind of just floating through, just getting through stuff. Mm-hmm. But you can see how small he is. He's also compared to the Stone Pillar.
He's a kid.
He's so tiny.
And I like how the Demon Slayer Corps, they actually did something. They was just hey, take Senetsu and y'all can go, we got this. And he's like, you sure? And then you see a big demon come up and they cut his head off. It's just hey, we might not be Hashiras, but we did the Hashira training.
I told you, anybody that asks me, I say everybody means something. Everybody is needed.
Yeah.
Every single body. That's why I'm mad about fucking what's his name? The Sound Pillar, that he's not
He's not in it.
He's not in it like that.
But he's bodyguard. He was a bodyguard for the Demon Slayer Corps head's kids. Him and Rengoku dad, they're their bodyguards.
True.
Yeah, so they play a role too, because that's why Rengoku's dad was like, I'll guard them with my last breath.
Man, could you could you imagine being, I think it's Ugabuski or something like that.
Ugabushi, yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine being hey man, all right, so y'all gonna be the two that I'm gonna sacrifice? Wait. Why us? Why not them? These are perfectly two good children. Because I don't think he needed to sacrifice the two kids.
I think
maybe he did,
because I think maybe to let Muzan's guard down because they was like outside playing with the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just like, because even Muzan said it was just like no bodyguards, his kids out there playing with the ball, his wife in there, like.
And then even afterwards, after he got blown, he's like, this nigga sacrificed his kids? Oh, this nigga, everything I thought about him this nigga he's not human. There's no way he can be human to fucking kill your own children.
Yeah.
Because I know how humans operate, and they don't operate in a sense of like willing to kill or sacrifice their kids, especially.
And that's so dope when he turned into a tiger and stuff. He was just like, this man is evil as I am.
Yeah.
And it's just like, in order to, sometimes you gotta fight evil with evil and stuff like that. Like, I gotta stoop to your level, lose a kid or two,
and a wife,
to let you know how, like, and I get it. It's like, if my bloodline has been fighting you for over 200-300 years, and this is the closest we ever got to beating you, I gotta go to the next level because maybe they had another opportunity like that, and they just didn't. They wasn't willing to take that extra sacrifice to get that close, and he was just like, "Fuck it."
That's what I'm saying. Everybody is necessary. It's like, and how I feel, it's like, yo, man, I'm telling the wife, like, hey, so what's going on? Here's the plan.
Right.
You know? wait. What about me? I'm like, hey, man, you ain't gonna be out there fucking nobody when I'm gone. So you gonna be here with me. Or what if we didn't tell her? What if she was like, whoa!
He didn't tell her. It's crazy. That's crazy. Just
he didn't tell the kids either. The kids are like, oh, Dad! But yeah, I mean, that opening sequence, even with like how it looked, it was so visually fire. Like it looked real.
Yeah.
You know, if you go watch the Sheer arc and that last scene too, that whole shit looked. But even that looked real too. When like whether it was the snow or whether when he blew Muzan up, that shit looked so fucking just. The animation of that was just like some of the best ever. So I mean,
the only gripe that I had with the Giyu fight, or the Giyu and Akaza and Tanjiro fight, there was a point where they went to like these cuts of steels, and it was just like, and I was like, bro, you could have more money to actually animate this if you wasn't spending it on a freaking backstory.
Hey man, I don't want to see no excuses with this next movie. Y'all made a lot of money.
Yeah, they made a lot of money before this.
But I'm saying now you have enough money to where all you're doing is movies next. You ain't got to spend no more money on the show.
Yeah.
It's just movies. So all the budget needs to go to the movie. Pay the animators.
Yeah, pay them.
Pay them so they good.
And give them some work-life balance.
Yes.
I guess he's my favorite character, so I got to give him a little bit more shine. That seventh form was hard. I ain't gonna lie. His homeboys thunder stuff. His thunder breathing was dope too.
Yeah, it was.
The blue, when then it turned to the red and all of that. That shit was hard.
Yeah, he was. He was dope to me. I still liked him as a character. It was a lot of dialogue. Like, you watching the sub?
I watched this up. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to see because I'm supposed to go watch it again tomorrow 4D. Mm-hmm. The way my back feels, I might have to cancel this ticket. And I feel like if it's not, I gotta look at my ticket. If it's dubbed again, I don't really care to watch it dubbed again. I want to watch it in sub if I'm gonna watch it again, anyways.
And I think that aura form was dope. Like I think that orange with the glow and how his eyes was looking, how he was just like he wasn't asleep, but he was like, "Hey man."
To me, the two most aura forming niggas, because even to me with Giyu, even when he kind of like was like, "Yo, you fucked my back up," when he kind of like put the sword up, like, it's about to get active. You see his hair float up.
Yeah,
I think the two most aura forming niggas is Giyu and Zenitsu
and Akaza, honestly,
and Akaza too. Akaza, from a demon perspective, he's probably my favorite demon. But yeah, that nigga always getting in that stance. It's all about his hands. His design is fire.
The floor being like a snowflake and all of that, and like all of the pillars and stuff. One thing I will say, his demon blood art ain't got no rhyme or reason. Like with Doma, he had the fans and the ice and everything was around ice, and everybody was like had like a silo type. He just be saying stuff. He be like blood art, ferocity, demon child, hawks, smash, and it's like. What? And then he'll say leg function, leg section, thigh meat. It's like, bro, what are you talking about?
But he was using his leg. At least in the dubs, like he'll say the leg one, and then you see him start to do the kicks.
Leg, yeah. But so all of his stuff, it was like outside of the leg, when it would just be something random. And he's like, all right, bro, yo, shit is everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Akaza. Like I said, I wasn't mad at his backstory. I think even visually, he's probably even the dopest looking demon to me.
Mm-hmm. And you said you watched the dub, so you got to hear Channing Tatum.
Yeah, I got to hear Channing Tatum's voice. He didn't sound like Channing Tatum, man.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
He didn't sound like. We say that already? I think I said that. Already.
I don't know. We said it for just for live, and then whatever.
Like my name is Jeff.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious if he came out.
But I think this is a cool element to have. I think the dub voice acting wasn't bad to me. Watching it, I wasn't like, I love the sub voice acting in Demon Slayer, but this wasn't. This is also a good dub. Yeah, because Zenitsu, as whiny as he was, this whole time he's like, nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I gotta get your.
So you heard the deepness in his voice. He didn't have this high pitched crybaby voice like the whole time. He's kind of just like, it's like said with the flashbacks,
right?
And that was all comedic. It was like people were laughing when they would cut back to him crying, and they would cut back to him like,
he looked cool
because he just looked like stoic, like nigga, you bitch ass nigga, Gramps. He's like, I'll never forgive you, dog. There's no going back from what you did. Yeah. There's no like, I killed you. And like, I'm sorry, my friend. Nah, nigga, you're gone.
You're gone. My man committed seppuku by himself. What did he commit?
Seppuku.
I'm gonna play that episode back and find out what you said, bro. Because that's gonna be my new word for seppuku. But final thoughts.
Thoughts. I like the movie a lot, man. I enjoyed it. I do agree with probably most people probably gonna say the same thing. I think I saw a video on TikTok where a nigga was like, if I see one more flashback, like he was gonna get pissed. But I just think Shinobu flashbacks were a little too much. The action was great. The animation was great. I felt the feeling in there, even though we already know what's gonna happen. Yeah, and I still felt like. Of course. I enjoyed this movie still. Mm-hmm. Even though you know everything that's going to happen. So, I enjoyed it. 7,400 for me.
Whoa.
7,400. That's not that high.
That's pretty high. I feel like anything past 71 to 72 is like upper echelon.
Nah. I think anything, to me, 75 is like, we're getting there. To me, honestly, 8,000 is where we go like, oh, nigga, that's upper echelon. 70. If you're in the 7,000s, to me,
it's out of 9,000, not 10.
I understand that's like a B though. It's not an A. It's not an A movie. And I feel like this. I feel like this is probably if somebody goes, hey, I'm gonna give this like a B minus or probably a C plus. I'm like, I get it. Mm-hmm. But it's like a B. It's a solid B movie to me. That's not high.
That's a lot higher. That spoiler alert. I'm not giving it something. What do you say? 7,500.
74?
74? No, absolutely not. I think for me, so I think what's going on with Demon Slayer, the thing that's going on with Demon Slayer is they wrapped it up, the manga up in 2019. I don't think that the creators of Demon Slayer knew that it was going to blow up like this. I don't think they did. And I think they saw it blow up to this level. And they was like, okay, let's try the Mugen Train. Mugen Train went crazy. And it was like, oh, snap. We can really make some money with this. But hold on. Let's check one more time with the Entertainment District. Entertainment District, crazy. And then that's when they was just like, okay, we have a cash cow on our hands. And then that's when stuff started to change. And that's when we got the four, because the upper 4 and upper 5 should have been better than that. In the manga, it was actually really good and really good time, but it was a low point of the series so far. And then they did the Hashira training arc, which I don't feel like they should have spent all that time. They tried to do their best, but it felt like a cash grab. And I say all that to say, I feel like at some point somebody in the either was Ufotable or somebody that's pulling Shonen Jump, somebody at some point was like, hey, we gotta milk this cash cow for what it's worth, because we ain't gonna have nothing much after this. We was at a neck-breaking pace, and if we stop this, we not gonna make money. And I feel like that's reflected in the pacing of these past couple seasons, and then the unnecessariness of the Hashira training arc. And I feel like it showed itself again in this movie. Honestly speaking, you could have fit this, the whole back half, the whole Infinity Castle could have been fit in this 2 hours and 35 minutes. If you wanted to give Muzan, because there's no spoiler alert, obviously the big bad is Muzan. They're going to spend a lot of time fighting him. You could have made a second movie fully for Muzan and got 3 through 1 or 6 and 3 through 1 out of the way in this movie in 2 hours and 35 minutes. If it was straight hands, a little bit of backstory, and then just crazy animation. So I think for me, they're looking at it as a cash grab and like, okay, we're at the end of this whale. We need to stretch this shit out as much as we can. And honestly, if they have that mindset for these next 2 movies, it is going to hinder their experience. And I mean, there's not much. One has a little bit backstory. Doma has a little bit more backstory. Muzan doesn't have so much because they kind of sprinkle it throughout. But this will negatively impact the experience if they take this approach and just try to draw this shit out. This felt bloated. The animation was great. The fighting was amazing. The characters, I already in love with a lot of the characters on the show, so it was just great to see them get active. It was just, when you spend 50 minutes to an hour on flashbacks and backstories, and I understand this is a first viewing experience for somebody. I can give you that for Mugen Train because we're getting introduced. Demon Slayer is still new, but at this point, you just got to be like, okay, this is what happened. It's demons. Nezuko is the one, and that's her. Like, you have to be really. There's other ways to be brief about it, and they weren't brief about it. So I do feel like a lot of that movie was bloated. And for that, on a scale of 1 to 9,000, I'm gonna give it a 6,500.
I mean, for me, I feel like once they announced the movies, this is what it was. So I think that, you can't say they're going to be milking it. They already told us that this is what the movies are.
But I'm just saying,
there's no more milking it. This is what it is. This is what they're giving us. I personally always thought that they should have gave us the last part of it as a movie. I think they should make this whole thing a thing. Keep it a season. Yeah, keep it a season. Spend the money on the where we need to spend the money at for the big fights, and then when they get to the grand finale, if you want to turn that into a movie, hey, I'm with that. But make that movie an hour and 45. Yeah. Not 2 hours and 30 something.
Yeah, 35.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have tripped on that.
I know that they said it was the movies, but more so of like I don't mind the movies. It's just more so that the time spent with the movie. That's my thing. It's like 2 hours and 35 minutes. That was not needed.
Well, I understand that too, but also too when you were saying, they're looking at the movies and how they're doing it with their money, it's just like the shit was already done from a manga perspective. Right. So it's just like we don't know. They probably was looking at it like, all right, we don't know what's going to really happen. The show's already finished. Let's go. Oh shit, the movie did well. Cool. In the Entertainment District arc, it wasn't a movie. I think they did 2 episodes in the theater or whatever, but it wasn't a movie. And then they were going, and they're probably looking at it like, look, man, we're not going to probably it seemed to me like it was like from a show perspective, we're not going to be able to. I think it was part of it was being a cash cow, like we're going to make this money, but 2 was just like I don't think we can do this in a way from a TV show perspective, season wise. They probably didn't want to do it that way. They were just like, all right, let's just do the movies. Yeah. Now I do think they could have cut a bunch of shit.
That's what I'm saying. I have no issue with the movie.
Yeah,
I just have an issue with how the time was spent in the movie. Yeah. I don't mind the 3 movies or something like that. I wish the cadence, because you were saying it's a every 2-year cadence. That's insane. But again, every 2 years, that's more time for merchandise. That's more time for whatever you want to do, spin-off mangas or like 0.5 mangas. I know they had the Rengoku and Giyu manga and stuff like that. So that 2-year time frame gives you more time to make more money. But I don't like how bloated the movie was.
And that's understandable. I'm not disagreeing with that. One, I think from an animation perspective, it takes a lot to animate a movie, so that's probably why it's going to take 2 years.
Yeah.
So I understand that perspective too. If you're especially with how these fight scenes look and some of the shit looks real.
Right.
I don't think anybody would disagree with like cutting these backstories from 50 minutes down to maybe 20, 25 max,
and they can still hit,
and everything would still make sense.
Yeah.
Everything would still hit just as hard.
Yeah.
And we would have. And here's my thing: the next movie, hey man. You ain't got to make it 2:35.
Yeah.
Make it an hour and 45.
And get active.
And get active. Get out of there. I understand you. And it seems like Japan essentially gave a lot of... I didn't see any bad reviews from Japan.
Yeah.
So it's like... And I haven't really seen a bunch of bad reviews here either. I think people pretty much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They have a complaint about... the backstory, but everybody else has been like, nah, I enjoyed it, so.
And I will say this, with how bloated it is, and it's 2 hours and 35 minutes of my life, and not saying it's terrible, obviously I didn't give it a bad score, but I had it set up to watch with you. I was gonna watch it again on Saturday with Icy, and I was gonna watch it again on Monday with my other homies. I get it. I'm not running that back.
Running the 3-piece back.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's close to 9 hours.
Yeah.
Like I said, I might watch it again in 4. I might watch it in 4D tomorrow. Yeah. It depends. Yeah. But I'm also watching the fight later on. Yeah. And I'm just like, all right, my body gonna take a toll. And if it's not,
you gonna be in there fighting Canelo yourself? Feel like you following?
Yeah. So it's just like I was like, man, now you go, okay, with all that, I felt like if it was more fighting, then I would be like, I'm watching it again.
I need to see that again.
But the power through that backstory of Shinobu again and again and again, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I'm gonna do this, man. But it's like, to me, that Akaza fight was worth it. But yeah, man, I mean, I gotta wrap it up. But
yeah. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate the live. Shout out to the live. Keith said that he'll give the movie a 69/85. That's so specific and so something that last piece of backstory lost at 15 points.
I think anywhere between a 65 and a 75 is around the range I think people were rated. Mm-hmm. If anybody has that at a perfect score, I'll be like,
because it wasn't better than Mugen Train. You say it's better than Mugen Train?
I gotta rewatch Mugen Train. I like Mugen Train, but I gotta rewatch it.
And it's definitely not better than the back half of the entertainment district.
I mean, to me, like I said, that Akaza fight, to me, all that shit was dope. And the fight scenes here were super, super dope. The animation of the castle was just some of the best shit you can see in animation.
Facts.
Zenitsu stuff was super dope. Facts. I just think that those pieces are shorter, and it's hard to compare the last essentially 4 episodes or last 2 episodes or 2 of the Entertainment District arc and being like, hey, this is compared to this. But I mean, I like them all for different things. Me personally. So yeah, those are our scores, man. Let us know what y'all think in the comment section. What was y'all score out of a 9,000?
Out of a 9,000.
And are y'all hyped for the next movies? And you got time to get hyped. You got a lot of time.
You got time to read the manga a couple times. Go back and watch from episode 1.
Yeah, I told Keith was like, man, he said he accidentally saw a spoiler a while back. I said, what you saw, you might as well just read the shit now. Yeah, but whatever, nigga. But yeah, man. Besides that, man, I would like to see if they can. I can't say much, but
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate y'all for stopping by. I'm Ice McGowan,
Keenan Baker, and thank you for tuning into another episode of Animeshun.
And so anime was solved forever.